They might be a little bit shallower today because of no sun. Shallow to me is 8 foot. I don't fish shallow. I fish, I'm more comfortable in 40 feet than I am in 4. And the key to Oscawana for me is always find 2 different weeds that meet. And they're always in that little transition spot.
Really?
Yeah, man, we should do pretty good. Hopefully, we'll see.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Look,
Ooh,
this is from last tournament. Nice little crawfish. Ooh. That's why you gotta clean your live wells. See, this pisses...
And he was still hungry enough to eat your bait?
Yeah, this pisses me off because that's ounces I lost in the land.
Oh.
Got one! Fish on!
It seems in every town in America that there's a secret fishing spot where the water runs clear and the bass are always biting. And at that spot, there's an unsung hero who knows every stump, laydown, and lily pad. Seems all he's got to do is wet a line. And sure enough, he's reeling in a big bass. So if you're looking for real people with real fish stories, then hop a ride. We're going to Lubkerville.
All right, we're good. Beautiful.
Where are we, D?
Oscawana Lake, New York.
Oh yeah. This is your honey hole?
It's a good spot. A lot of good, average tournament fish, 2 pounds. There's a couple big fish in here. Hopefully we'll get one. It's very fishy. I'm gonna show you that a drop shot is not a technique where you need 6-pound test in the small worm. We're gonna be going at them with 20-pound test, braid, and we're gonna pitch, we're gonna flip, just like you would a jig.
I bet you have fish tattoos also, right?
I do. I will. I don't even know where it is. Oh, there we go.
Oh, jeez. That's impressive.
There she is. Yeah. See? Oh, yeah, I'm covered, man. I'm all over.
It suits you. Okay, what do we got there, D?
We have just an octopus hook. Okay. It's a bigger hook, so we could get, if you're drop shotting a smaller bait with a smaller hook, the last thing that you want is that hook pointing down. You want it to point straight. You'll get a better hook. In this case, it's such a big hook, it don't matter.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And how big is that? What size?
That is, I believe, a 4-aught. So we're gonna be throwing bigger baits, and then we're also gonna use a smaller version of this. That's all I'm doing today. Is we're gonna drop shot, a little Jika rig, but mostly drop shot, drop shot. Okay, we're doubling up like this, taking the hook, sticking it through. Okay, tying a polymer with a long tag, very simple. Doesn't matter which way you put it through. Wet it down, just out of habit. Okay, now here's the most important thing about a drop shot rig. Okay, a lot of people, you got to put the line back through the eye.
You do?
Yeah, but on the hook point side.
And why is that?
I'll show you in a second. It makes it.
And you left about a foot.
Yeah, normally we determine where we want it. There's a lot of misconceptions about a drop shot. One is that it's a big, small bait, technique. It's not. Also is everybody thinks you need a really long leader. Sometimes you don't. In fact, they eat it better sometimes when it's closer to the floor. So what we're gonna do is, you see I put the line through. Now here's the most important thing. You gotta take that knot and pull it back through the eye like that. Okay, and what that causes is, see how that hook stands straight up?
Huh.
You don't want it to lean down. You want it to stand straight up. So every time you pop that, you're making it quiver.
Nice.
Okay, another thing is, another popular misconception of a drop shot is you need a 1/16 ounce weight, a 1/8 ounce weight. No, ½ ounce, an ounce. Okay, everybody will tell you who fishes drop shot the correct way, this is just an anchor. So why would you use a 1/8 ounce anchor when you could use a ½ ounce? Okay, you want it to stay on the bottom. So now we're talking about length of the drop shot. Okay, there's all different lengths, but what we have to realize is we're not structure fishing now, we're weed bed fishing. So normally structure fishing, you see something on the depth finder, you drop it down, and when the anchor, the weight that's the anchor hits, you see how it stands up off the bottom? But if you cast it out and you're at an angle, it's gonna be closer, so you want a little bit longer leader, okay?
It's geometry.
Another thing is, a lot of guys, they'll say, okay, let's fish here. And they'll cast it out and they'll hit bottom and they'll start shaking it. No, cast it out, reel it in slow like you would a football jig. Feel a piece of rock or something and then stop it and shake it. You want to maximize your time, especially when you're tournament fishing, because tournament fishing isn't always the best fisherman. It's a lot of times it's the best system. The more cash you get in, the more fish you're going to catch.
Lubkerville is presented by South Bend, a fishing tradition since 1906. Also sponsored by BassResource.com, the ultimate bass fishing resource guide. Mudville Catmaster, the only complete catfish tackle solution. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, the sun's going to help.
It will help.
Yeah, the hell with that cloudy stuff.
Okay, so why does it help?
Because I want them in the weeds.
You want them down in the weeds?
I want them in the weeds. Weeds it shelters them from the sun, and a lot of people think they don't like the sun, which is true, but the difference between why we fish weed edges is because when the bait fish goes from the sun into the shade, which is what the weeds create, their eyes flex like a human's, right? They got to adjust, and for that 2 seconds they're blind, and that's when the bass hammers them, right? There goes that word again.
Hammering.
Hammer them.
They go blind.
They go blind.
We're learning all sorts of stuff on the show.
For a split second. We're moving up on the front spot. You see this island. On this island, there's a real shallow flat coming off of it. That little tiny island. Okay. You have a little shallow flat. There's a cove, but on this whole outside, it drops like 12 to 15 feet, and you have a different type of weed. So we're gonna fish. You're not gonna see it. I'll see it on my graph, but that's what we're gonna be fishing. So you're just gonna flip out your bait, let it hit, and just shake it. Let it sink a little bit, shake it.
I'm not gonna reel it in for a rock. Wait for a rock to hit.
No, because we're gonna be on weeds.
Okay, it's all weeds. There's no rocks.
There are certain spots with rocks, but they're gonna use you can look over the side. See all the weed? Mm-hmm. We're gonna try to find the edges.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Weed edge.
You ready to do it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Come on.
Give me some.
Yeah, baby. That was weak. Here, one more. You're leaving me.
Drop shot in Japan is called the Always Lucky rig, because you always catch fish on it.
And you're putting a chartreuse tip on that. What kind of? That's like a small creature bait.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fishing a creature bait too. I'm gonna start off pitching it on a Jika rig. That's a modified Jika rig. That's all it is.
So that
little short drop shot.
That's just a short drop shot, very similar to what I have. You have a different hook though.
Yeah, I did, because I'm going into the weeds. You're going above. And actually catching weeds is a good thing.
It is.
On that, because when you pop it off, they hammer it. So
I like the way you use hammer all the time.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hammer it.
I love the hammer word.
Well, you have a bunch of people, and they'll always say, top water bite's the best bite in the world. And it's fun. But there's nothing better to me than flipping out a bait, and you get that thunk, and then you swim away. And when you're gonna set the hook, you don't know if it's a fish that big or a 5-pounder. When a fish explodes on your spook or your popper, you're gonna know what size it is.
Yeah.
So it's the element of surprise.
Ooh.
When you come back and you set that hook and your drag pulls out a little bit, then you know you're on Lubkerville, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so where should I cast?
Just flip it out.
Anywhere?
You see weeds?
I do.
You try to find holes or edges. Right now we're in 21 feet.
Flip it, don't cast it.
Well, you could cast it if you want, but normally I just do that. And then when it hits the water, I pull up to get the slack out.
Okay.
Make sure my drag is correct, which it is. And then we're just gonna shake. See, just shake.
Just shake a little.
Let it bounce, yep. Let it wait. A lot of guys they'll fish it on a slack line, and they should eat it.
A lot of guys are fishing on a slack line. You'll shake it on a slack line?
Yeah, you don't want to shake it on a taut line, because then you'll be moving the bait too much. If you fish a bait and you toss it in a swimming pool, okay, and you barely move the rod tip, you're gonna see how much it actually moves. Oh, I think I got a fish. Oh, look, he's a monster.
That's not bad.
Yeah. 12. Stay still, big guy.
Hey, there's
Come on.
life.
Yeah, there's always life here. You think he'd measure?
I think he's just 12.
Yep.
He's about a little less than a pound, maybe a pound.
See, it's not fair because look at the size of me. You
Yeah.
can't judge the size of the fish. I was holding up, I have a picture of me holding up like a 4, and it literally looks like 2 pounds. Okay, here's another key that I hate telling people, but we'll go. We could all tell the difference between a bluegill and a bass. A bluegill's a lot of people will reel up and recast, don't. Because what happens is that bluegill's chonking away at that bait, and a bass will be like, what is he eating? And swim over.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you feel, and it'll disappear, and then thunk.
Oh yeah.
So-
of course. See, I'm not gonna have the discipline to do that probably. But
Yeah, it's hard.
there's one. Yeah.
That's a pickerel.
Oh,
There's a little pickerel.
pickerel. He's liking your bait though.
Yeah. These are great baits, man. Why these are so good, why I like these over, like say the brush hog is, it has a beaver style body, it's wider, so it moves more water. So they can find it, but when they come, it's a perfect size to eat. It's a 3-inch bait.
Pretty cool, D.
In a second, we're gonna switch you to a little worm.
Yeah. I want the highest percentage bait.
That's why we fish deep water.
Those
That's
are
exactly
fish.
why. 12 foot. Yeah, there's a bunch of bait down there, and there's probably a bunch of largemouth with it.
Nice.
Once again, an edge is a transition. That's what we want to find. We're in 12 feet of water.
Oh, yeah. There's the edge. Oh yeah.
That feels like a little bit better.
That looks good.
That's another slime dart.
Another pick.
Nice, a big pick.
Decent.
They don't
We
count
like
though.
pickerel.
They're just a nuisance.
No. That's a
Come on.
nice one.
You took my bait. Is that nice?
Yeah, he threw your bait.
He's
Pickerel
bleeding.
Road over there.
Yeah, they mix in pretty good. About 3 pounds maybe?
Sure. Belly's full too.
Yeah. They don't count though.
They count.
No, they don't. Not on this boat.
Every fish counts.
I'm gonna interview you now. What do you think about your Redskins?
I think the skins are looking pretty good. They had a good. Shannon's laughing. They had a good draft. They drafted smart. You are in the zone.
It's another pick.
Heck, man! Wow.
Those are no good.
You're getting hit, and I'm not. So, what's the variable here?
You're fishing too slow.
I'm fishing too slow.
Yeah. Okay,
telling
so
me.
we're just gonna,
Show me exactly what to do.
ready? So we're just pitching it out, pulling out slack line, and let it hit the bottom. Okay, it's now on the bottom, and we're just shaking it in place. And then you might want to reel it up a little bit to move it. Okay, now
That was my question.
Settle
Okay,
it down
I got
in a
it.
new spot, pop it a little bit more. Another thing you want to pay attention to is the type of bite. It's very important. If it's a boomp and a swim, there's more fish there
Really?
because he's eating it and he's taking it away from the school.
Huh.
So you gotta sit and stay.
That's fascinating. You should have been a biologist.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh yeah.
Told you this hump is
That's right,
phenomenal.
man. You called it. That's a nice one. Beefy.
Yeah, let's try to flip this guy. I'm using light line, so it's gonna be a little scary. At least we got him on film, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
That's a decent fish.
Yeah, we should have 20 of these already.
We should.
Yeah, we should. Not bad, right?
Yeah. Good looking.
What do you think he weighs?
That's 1.75 pounds, 2 pounds. That's right.
Now he's a pound.
Yeah.
Now he's 5.
What is he?
It's a largemouth.
No, but how much he weigh? Does he weigh? You think?
I'm gonna go 1.75 pounds like you said. Nice healthy fish.
Very nice.
Nice job.
Additional support for Lubkerville provided by Fishing Paradise 3D. Play now for free on your iPhone, Android, and on Facebook. Hurricane Salt Tackle, a force to be reckoned with. Celsius, ice fishing gear for hard water anglers.
If you don't catch your fish on that shoreline,
What are you going to do to me?
I'll eat a crawfish.
You'll eat the
I'll eat the
crawfish.
crawfish.
You'll eat that
Yeah.
stanky crawfish.
Yeah. So
If
you
I don't
bet-
catch a fish.
You better catch
What if
a
I
fish,
don't catch
man.
a fish on purpose?
Yeah, that would be
You don't
messed
know.
up, man. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I know we are friends. Okay. Cool, man. I like that. Wow.
I've never wanted
You walk
somebody,
the walk.
I've never wanted somebody on the back of my boat to catch a fish so bad.
That's a familiar line on Lubkerville.
I told you, it never fails on the shoreline.
Man,
It's killer.
first cast.
The shoreline's killer, man.
Okay, let's see if I can.
And there's always better fish. That's a little upside of 2. Okay, big guy, I'm putting you back. You notice how you have a certain type of weed? Here, it drops down. You have holes in the weed. You got chunk rock involved too. And then if you turn to the other side, if you want to pan the camera over there, you have a totally different type of weed. And you have an opening right down the middle.
It's perfect.
So they travel back and forth down this whole shoreline. So
And did
No.
you catch that one in a hole?
I caught that one right in the little dark spot.
It's an anchor. It's an anchor.
What,
It's an anchor.
Oh, yeah,
I have
it
to
is.
keep reminding myself it's an
Yeah,
anchor.
it's hard to.
So I don't fish that way. I never drop shot.
Okay, so normally on a drop shot, everybody says nose hook it, right? Put it right through,
Yeah.
out the other side. That prevents your line from tangling.
Okay.
Because if it lets the bait move. Here, when power shotting, totally different. You're gonna put it through the head and out. And the reason why we're gonna do that is because you'll actually have the bulk of the bait protecting more of the hook. So there you go. That's it.
That's it. All right.
If you don't
Catch
catch
one.
your fish now, I give up on you.
No, don't give up so soon.
I think the bass might be just a tad bit shallower. For the simple fact is that where we're fishing, we're catching pickerel, and they tend not to mix too much. We don't want to go too far in because I can't fish shallow. I hate it.
You hate it. Why do you hate it? It's so much fun.
Fishing shallow?
It's more targeting. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I can't.
It's more like a hunt.
Ugh.
See, this is more like fishing blind to me. It's kind of like saltwater fishing.
I call it Nintendo fishing
Why?
because I'm playing
Oh,
Nintendo
because
on my
you're,
graph.
you're watching that graph the whole time. Oh, no. It was a
You did
boom,
that
boom,
on-
boom.
You did it on purpose.
No, that was definitely a fish. That was definitely a fish. But I think that was with a bluegill. I should have just let it sit, like you said,
Yeah.
because that was definitely a panfish.
Well,
He's on fire.
This spot pays off for me all the time, man. Lubkerville, baby. Any fish is a good fish.
Beautiful.
I need you to catch one, man.
I know.
Because crawfish ain't on my diet today.
I'm catching one. Yep.
There we go.
So Mr. Rocky? Oh, he got off. That was a Rocky.
See in the water, see those weeds?
Mm-hmm.
And you see in the water, you see those weeds?
2 different weeds.
Yep. Transition spot. So I got another one on. So it's a slime dart. So you have a transition spot. So you got, and there he goes. So you got what you have is you have a point, rocks, 2 different types of weeds, and a quick drop off. You have, it's like bass heaven.
Perfect.
They
That's
have
what they teach you.
everything that they need.
There's one.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Oh!
It counts, right? It was out of the water. Anything that
Does it count?